All right, guys. It's Friday night. You know what that means. Hey, guys, give me 30 seconds. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes, it's Friday night. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now, talking football? The Hall of Fame game was yesterday. And, man, now I'm pumped up. James. Oh, man. You know what? Let's do this here. I'm going to start the show off. A couple different things I want to go over. But, James, I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to talk to you about this. All right. James is thinking about putting some money down on the Lions. Not a bad idea. The number he said he got was 6. He's thinking about going to a sports casino. Okay. First time going into a sports book. This is the show that will probably get canceled. YouTube's not going to like this. I'm going to say a lot of misogynistic things tonight. But let me tell you right now, James, first time you go to a sports book, you're going to encounter 3 different types of people at a sports book. Okay. Number 1, you're going to encounter the young, pretty girl. Probably 25 or younger, gorgeous girl. If you ask her her name is, and her name's Amy, she'd say, and you said, hey, how do you spell your name? She'd have to look down her name tag. I mean, dumb as bricks. You're going to encounter some of those. Casinos like putting young, pretty girls in sports books to entice men to spend money. All right. Do not, your first time going, don't talk to her. Okay. You're going to encounter either an older woman or a man under 30. Don't talk to them. First time going to a sports book, this is key. Always go to the guy who's over 40 and go to the man, not the woman. Always go to the man. Here's why. A man working at a sports book who's 40, if you get some fat guy reading the newspaper, you struck gold, because that dude at least spends about $500 a week on like dog and horse racing. He's going to give you some ins and outs. He probably is making the same bet or bet against you, and you may get a tip. Matter of fact, I did this in Vegas, and I got I buried it here. Anyway. Shit. I apologize. Here it is right here. I got this in Vegas. Because I went to the guy who was over 50. I got some drink coupons. In Vegas, they comp you for a lot of stuff. But anyway, you bet over $100, you're going to get some drink coupons or a meal coupon. If you go to the person who's under 30, or you go to the girl, they're going to ask the guy. If you get a girl who's over 40, she's a supervisor. She got transferred there. She probably hates life. And she also has to watch that 25-year-old girl get hit on 100 times a week. So you always want to go to the guy who's over 40. All right. So what will happen is you'll probably walk up to a cage. There'll be like a line with different ones. Go to the guy who's over 40, because that's the guy who's in charge. He's going to give you some tips. And then when you go, if you're at a sports book, like Caesars or Barstool, you're going to get some bonuses for a deposit. If you go to like William Hill, who's renting out a casino, you're not going to get anything. If you have any questions, though, about when you're ready to make your bet, though, James, hit me up via email, or you can comment in any one of the videos. But I want to help you make some money this year. One Pride 40, watching the Dan Show and watching SmackDown. Sounds like a good night. Hell yeah, it does. I don't follow wrestling, but yeah, it sounds awesome. With a pizza. Big Bertha Hunt. All right. So I was in Council Bluffs this week. I wasn't home. So what I did is I made all the videos Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I made Cleveland and Miami Monday, and then I was in Council Bluffs. And I came back Friday. I was supposed to come back Thursday night. I came back Friday. And Council Bluffs is great. Council Bluffs, Iowa is great. The average girl weighs 225. That is just science right there. So I just had that with the pizza with chocolate chip cookies. You know what? I haven't had a chance to eat yet, so I'm pretty hungry. I have an energy drink, so I'm really hungry. So thanks, guys. So when I got home, part of that Black Monday Amazon sale was these Atkins protein shakes. So I had one earlier, and it does not agree with me at all. That I might be throwing those away. James has some munchies of pizza. I want 8 Jets right now. All right. Bumper music. Yeah, man. I think I'm gonna do like another intro video. I just haven't had a chance. I've been doing a lot of traveling. I made my first sports bet. The Blitz Predicts had an awesome video. I don't have his link in the description. He's going to be on the show again. He predicted the Raiders in his video. I would have took my $40 free bet that I got in Council Bluffs, would have bet on his prediction if I saw his video. I didn't. I'm going to reveal later on what I put that $40 free bet on. I left the slip in the car. So, but all right, man. All right. Yeah. I know. I should have put the money down, but I like my bet. By the way, the Blitz predicted did not like my bet. Just FYI. So, yes. Okay. Let me give you a few tips about this chick. She's going to get hit on 100 times a week. So whatever you do, don't come up with her money, because I guarantee you, whatever amount of money that you're going to bust out, she's already seen double and triple it in that week. So yeah, and she will have the IQ of spam. I'm telling you this right now. Have you seen The Wire? They send me lumps. A lot of times they send lumps to the sports book. Also, whatever you do not. When's the season start here? When is it September 11th? I should know this. I do a show. Yes. Do not go down September 11, 1 hour before kickoff and place your bet. Don't do it. I seriously, in Vegas, I got down. I got Sunday morning. It's Pacific Standard Time, so the game started at 10. I went down there as soon as they opened, and there was a line of, I'm not exaggerating, at 200 people. Like it took me almost an hour. I was freaking out, so like, make all your bets in advance. So don't, especially if you're doing the year, if you're betting just the year. Now, if you're betting on week 1, I would recommend trying to make your bet Friday, Saturday. A lot of different factors are involved. Hopefully you're going to like a Caesars or a Barstool property where you make a deposit and you'll get like you'll get a lot of stuff. I just had Arby's. I haven't had I try not to eat fast food, believe it or not. I try not to eat fast food, but I do like Arby's. This was an awesome prediction, man. I would have put my $40 bet on your prediction, but I saw the video after. I was gone all week. So you guys, I already told you guys I was hungry, and green pepper and pepperoni is mine, and the wifey's to go on the pizza. That's actually a good combination. I love pizza. Frozen pizzas is like my all. I don't like to cook, but I can do frozen pizzas like magic. I got a system and everything. I got strawberry. Yeah, so I got strawberry, and I had one, and it is not agreeing with me at all. So, like, if I cut the show short, you can blame the Atkins strawberry, because they had a deal. It's like half price. So I got that. So I'm getting it like every month or whatever you call it. So I just got the first 12, and I was like, man, this tastes good. And then it's like, oh man, Oh God, I have sensitive stomach. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I want to hear this stuff, man. I want to hear that stuff. Check. I think the date's fine. Yeah, I think the date's fine, but oh God, it did. Yeah, maybe you got to eat something with it, because I just drank it on an empty stomach, and I had it a few hours ago. So like I got home, it was here. I chugged one. I was like, man, God, this tastes good, and it did. But like a couple hours later, like right now, my stomach is not feeling good. So that's all. All right. I haven't checked your Ravens vid yet, but I may take them to win the division at plus 165. I like that bet. Of course, I would hold off. Jimmy, by the way, man, welcome. I'm glad I got Jimmy in the house, man. This is fantastic. Yeah, check out my Ravens video. I think it's a good one. I have some pretty good points. I'll be honest with you, man. When I break down the scheduling of the teams, I think I do an A+ job. These videos are great. I just felt bad because I had to do them all early because I was going out of town. And but the Ravens at plus 165. Right now today, I have the Ravens winning the division. I really have the Ravens winning the division, and their schedule's pretty favorable. You'll notice that if you watch the video. The schedule's pretty favorable. Denver Gator, what's up, brother, man? All right. Tune it in for the latest WNBA news. Oh, man. Oh, I'm so glad you're here, man. All right, just real quick here. This week, it's going to start off. Monday's going to be the Colts. Tuesday's the Chargers. Wednesday will be the Saints. Thursday will be the Eagles, and Friday will be the Steelers. So that in Arizona over 8.5 is what I'm liking right now. 8.5. That's a low number, man. I'm kind of surprised that number's that low. That's not a bad number. The division's tough, of course, but and they lost some players. But the defense got some young, talented defensive players. I don't think you can count on Watt playing 17, but 8.5. I haven't done my Cardinals video, but if 8.5's the number, that's pretty solid. So you like the Ravens to win the division? That I do have the Ravens winning the division as of today. They're my favorites. But do check out my Ravens video. I break down the schedule, and you'll notice they have pretty favorable schedule. Arizona over 8.5 is. I'm surprised the number's that low. To tell you the truth, I'm really surprised the number's that low. Don't insult spam, sliced processed alien meat. Just kidding. Listen, I'm telling you right now, if you're betting on sports for the first time, go to the guy who's over 40. This is money. All right. Let me tell you why. Because if you try to get some free stuff like free dinner, free drinks, they're going to go to the guy who's over 40. All right. The guy who's over 40, he might be okay with the girl. You might get irritated because like that girl is going to ask him 50 questions. If it's a guy or an older lady, she's going to have to go to the guy, and the guy doesn't want to talk to the lumps. All right. You're better off. By the way, listen, James, you may be like in a line with like a window of 3 people, and there may be like the pretty girl, then there's like an ugly girl, and then a kid under 30. Just go look back and see if you can find somebody over 40. Seriously, do a U-turn, walk around the casino, come back later, find the guy who's over 40. That's the guy who's going to get you the free stuff. All right. Because that guy's in charge. That guy might also have some hidden tips for you. That guy might have some hidden tips for you. You know, I mean, he may be betting on Lions too. Trust me. Keys. Oh man, I tuned in to hear Dan say something about taking him an hour to do a line. That is not true. Keys, by the way, your idea that you sent me is just brilliant. Just brilliant. We got to talk. I don't want to take too much time. I'm ranting already, and your idea is brilliant. I'm also hoping you can join me, Corey. You know what? This is a good time ending. Okay, I'm all over the place today. I'm jacked up. I think during the season. I can't confirm this 100%, but before the season starts, I think during the NFL regular season, I'm going to go live Wednesday and Thursday. My goal is to have Keys and Corey, the Red Sea. Corey has said he's up for it, doesn't see any problems, but you know we're talking about a month in advance because I would like to get a Keys versus Corey view on Arizona, Kansas City. I've had Alex. Patriots fan come on, and I'd kind of like to have a nice foursome for my first Wednesday show right before the start of the regular season. So the plan is during the regular season this year, I haven't committed because I still got to work some things out, Wednesday and Friday. So I'll have a show Wednesday, I'll have a show Friday, and that's kind of the plan. And then Wednesday will be kind of a recap. I'm going to try to have some guests on. It may not be a regular thing. And then if I can get Keys and Big Chief Sean to tune in week 2 on Wednesday because the Chiefs Chargers play week 2, I'd love to hear what they have to say, especially Big Chief Sean because it'll be it's at Arrowhead. It'll be the season opener. I kind of want him to tune in. Get his input on what Arrowhead is like, season openers, and a Thursday night game at Arrowhead. It's very special. I know I'm biased. I know he's going to be biased, but it's pretty cool. I'm kind of hoping like he can share some stuff. So I ain't touch anything week 1. Yes. My plan is to go down. Kansas has sports betting. I don't know if it's set up yet. The way I believe it's set up is that I don't know if the casinos are set up to take deposits, but more than likely what I'll do is the Monday and Tuesday before the season starts, I'm going to go to Iowa. It's about a 3-hour drive. It's not that bad. I'll go to Iowa. I'll make a deposit. I'll make my bets. I'll make a video, and I'll have that video come out hopefully before I go live Wednesday with my first show, and hopefully I can get Corey and Keys to come in and I kind of review both the Thursday night game, which is a good one, by the way. It's Buffalo and the Rams. So, but yeah, do not touch anything. Remember last year. Baltimore had all those injuries. I bet on the Jets. I should have bet more because both their defensive ends went out, really weird injuries. And then that wide nine defense, the defensive ends are really important. So there's a lot of key things. This is very smart stuff. And Hutch has been tearing it up. That's a good thing, man. I want to hear that. I really seriously, guys, do not, follow me on social media, email me. Let me know what, if you hear anything like preseason about different players. I can't hear enough about it. Dan, I don't do fast food often either, but yeah, I actually drink the Atkins shake one every morning. Really? Okay. Yeah. I just, so they on Amazon during the, they do like a Black Monday, Black Friday, July thing. So I signed up for the subscription. So I'm getting 12 and I just tried my first one. Like I said, right now, my stomach's not feeling great. My stomach's kind of doing this stuff. I do have a cup of coffee and an energy drink, which of course is not going to help, but I'm It tasted fantastic, and I'd have to go back and see, but it was a really good deal on Amazon. I like getting stuff on Amazon. I hate shopping, so yeah. But I didn't know that, man. I'm glad you enjoy it. I will say this: they taste fantastic. It's just my stomach is not agreeing with me. Hutch is tearing up against second string. Sewell has had both those things are really good. Both those things are really good. Cap Funk. I like a little arguing here. That's kind of cool. Great to see you too, Dan. I love your team breakdown video. My team breakdown videos, by the way, are really good. They're really good. The points, the 3 points, the 3 likes, 3 don't likes. You can say what you want. But when I break down the schedule at the end, I do an A+ job on the schedule. So yeah. The Ravens just happened. Yeah, Ravens were Thursday, and I did the Dolphins today. I'm going to toot my own horn here. The schedule part at the end, I do an A+ job. I've been trying to think about trying to shorten the videos. I thought about maybe next year just doing maybe a bullet point. Keys recommended maybe doing TikTok. Also he's also excited about my OnlyFans. $29.99 a month, $99.99 for the exclusive content. So I wore the barrel, an orange Denver Gator barrel. So that's a lie, but I thought about doing short clips on TikTok, maybe expanding. But I've been anti-TikTok, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Denver, last I heard, is the dude who got popped in Russia for pod. So Brittany Grinder got 9 years for, I think it was CBD pills. I'm going to tell you something. You transport marijuana internationally, you're going to get fucked. Don't do it. So I know you're in Michigan. I don't know if you go to Canada or not. I don't have a passport, which I kind of want to travel to Canada. That's kind of been on my bucket list. Never been to Mexico either. I've been to Germany. I was in the military. I spent a couple of weeks over in Germany. It blew my mind. So I want to do some more traveling internationally. I don't have a passport currently, but do not take marijuana to a foreign country. So that's all I gotta say. 9 years is excessive for pot. Yeah, it is, but it's kind of hard for me to feel bad when she was, I'm not. You shouldn't do national anthem. Screw America, and I don't feel really bad for her. I mean, she should know better. She's been playing overseas for a while, so ignorance, you should know better. You should know better. I don't feel bad. I really don't feel bad for her, but do I think it's excessive? Sure. Holy shit. Denver Gator says way back in the day on Atkins diet, bartending, drinking clear liquors, got hammered, had a dream. I was at a Subway fighting employee over 6 foot, sub, no bread. Okay. All right. So that, despite what Keys may say, I don't drink or do drugs. Do not believe Keys. Do not believe Keys at all. But it's pretty funny. On a side note, before the season starts, I would love to be able to make a trip to Black Hawk, Colorado, and I'm going to try to visit Denver Gator. At least I'm going to try to see if I can buy him lunch or a beer en route, because I like to drive, so I drive right through Denver. The goal is, what I really want to do is take a week before the season starts, spend 4 days in Black Hawk, 2 in Iowa, and I'll do all my betting in Iowa. I'm not going to Vegas this year. No Vegas trip. So, Cap, what? I'm a little old. You're going to have to explain. So, Cap about Hutchinson, Sewell holding his own against Hutchinson, I think so. What does it mean when over 6.5 wins? Okay, this is a great question, James. Over on 6 wins at negative 125. This is a great. Okay, Jimmy answers it. Okay. Anytime you see a negative, okay. $100 is the standard betting unit. So when you go to the casino for the first time, if you bet less than $100 at a casino, they really don't care. Like, they're not going to blink, like nothing. So when you go to the casino, if you want to try to get some free food, some free drinks, you're going to have to bet a minimum of $100. Okay. They're not going to blink. Anything less than $100. 100 is a standard betting unit. So negative 125 simply means you have to wager $125 to win 100. So over 6.5 at negative 125, that is not a good number. Standard bets always open up at negative 110. All right. It's always negative 110. And then the betting public kind of dictates. And if that number jumps from like negative 125 to 130 to 135, it will go from 6.5 to 7. Sometimes it will go higher. The reason why by the way, that's a terrible number for the over. This is a really bad number, but you're located in Michigan. So also read the fine print. Ask the person over 40. All right. Ask the person over 40. Don't ask the kid. The kid may lie to you. Find out if the tie is the 0.5. A lot of times the tie won't even count. So let's just say they finish 6-10-1, it's 6 wins. And so if you bet over, instead of getting a push, you may take a loss. Find out. Remember, the Lions had a tie last year against Pittsburgh. So find out. This is a bad number, but you're located in Michigan. You may want to check online at different casinos. That's a Barstool number. Caesars had 6. So that's wrong. He's beat Sewell in pads. It's not like Sewell completely dominated him. All right. Well, I got over 40. You already bet 40. I wouldn't have done it yet. So, but you bet 40 at this is not a good number. But if you got 7, if you got 7 wins, then you know. And hey, we're all listen. If you're a first time bettor, message me. Hit me up on social media, email me directly, anything I can do to help you. Yeah, let me know. Wow, you must be practices all week. So no, because this is awesome. Yeah, it's my first time. I just want to play over. This is a good bet. It's a good bet, and I say that because you're not. You're not wagering a large amount of money. If $40 is a large amount of money for you, then you shouldn't be wagering. But, I'm going to assume that you can put $40 down. I mean, that's a good dinner, for you and the missus. So basically what you're betting 7, if you watched my video on the Lions, I broke down how Lions get 7 wins, and that's very doable. That's really, really doable. That Coke, I am all over the place. I'm very jacked up, and my sleep schedule got really, really turned around the last couple of days. I basically I stayed up all night, and the majority of the morning, my sleep schedule's all over. Yeah. So when I came home in the afternoon, and I was asleep until like about 15, 20 minutes before the show. So that's why I got coffee here, and I got the energy drink, which, I was like laying in bed, like when I first woke up, and I was like, oh, I drank the Atkins, and I went to bed. And so I think it's solid. I don't like the number. Caesars had 6, but located in Michigan, I'm not surprised that you only found 6.5. So I'm pulling for you, man. I'm pulling for you. Oh boy. Or maybe it's drinking some tea with Aaron Rodgers. That, you know what? I'll be honest with you. The Aaron Rodgers admitting it was like some sort of psychedelic thing. I'm kind of surprised he admitted that. I'm kind of surprised. It doesn't surprise me that he did it. I'm surprised that he said it publicly. Whether, there's a lot of talk about, I remember that report a couple years ago from like former players, and it wouldn't surprise me if Aaron Rodgers is a complete dick. Like, he seems like the type of guy who's kind of could be a dick. But he's probably, you had to say, give me the smartest player in the NFL. My first reaction would be Aaron Rodgers. But so I'm kind of surprised he said that. But Aaron Rodgers is kind of his own dude. I mean, give him credit, but I'm kind of surprised he said that. So, yeah. I'm pulling for you, James. I hope it's successful. And then during the season, I'm going to give you some good advice. The Blitz Predicts also has some really good advice. Like, he nailed the preseason. That was great video. It was a short video, like under 2 minutes. So. And Emrod thrusted his way into the starting lineup. Emrod. You mean Rodriguez, the 6th-round draft pick out of Oklahoma State? Is really that I liked him at Oklahoma State. I did not. I don't know if that's a good thing. I would be surprised if I don't think he. You tell me, I'm not there. Okay. I personally think that, like, they're just giving some reps. I don't think that their plan is to start them week 1, but you tell me. James, next time you place a bet, shop around, see, because I've seen them at 6.5 at negative 115. Not a huge difference, but a little. Yeah. Good grief, Malcolm's taking a few snaps with the ones, but that's being thrusted pride you've been drinking. Kenneth Daniels, all right. So, Kenneth, man, welcome. I don't recognize you, so I'm glad you're here, man. Please hit the subscribe button. So DeShaun needs to publicly apologize like Kobe. Okay. I'm going to say some misogynistic things here. I'm going to say some misogynistic things. I'm going to assume since you're new, you haven't heard me talk before, but I've defended Watson. I also am behind on comments, so I defended Watson because here are the facts. All right, a lawyer came to Watson, said that for a 6-figure settlement, so I'm assuming 100,000. It could be 500,000. It could be 900,000, but let's just say 100,000. Okay. Lawyer said, write a check for 100,000, NDA, this all goes away. Deshaun Watson said no. Criminal court cleared. All right. 1 turned into 50. All right. Here's where the misogynistic part comes in. I'm not 100% sure that he didn't get a rub and tug, a happy ending, whatever you want to call it. All right. And I'm going to use the number 50, but Did he get 50 happy endings? No, fuck no. All right. Somewhere between 40, 45, or 50 of those women are lying. All right. He did not get 50. Is there a possibility he got 1? Yes. But out of those women, at least, okay, I'm going to use the number 50. Okay. At least 40, 45 or all 50 are full of shit. And matter of fact, my buddy Tim was just posting on Facebook. He was going, I'm watching Maury. You are not the father. So do women lie about things like this? Yes, they do. They lie every day. When I hear a woman getting sexually assaulted, I instantly think you're lying. The reason why is that, especially for a guy like DeShaun Watson's a good-looking dude, man. I mean, no homo. He's a good-looking guy. I think he's innocent. I think he's being set up. There's a few YouTube channels I follow, not sports-related, that think that, Watson didn't want to play, so the owner – so I don't believe that. Do I believe he's innocent? I actually do. I think he's innocent. Does he need to apologize? I don't think so. I think he needs to just say, hey, look, I'm innocent. I'm a victim. I believe that. I mean, dude, you're a good-looking dude. You won a national championship at Clemson, a football school. Do I think it's a little weird that he had all these different massages? Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's not uncommon for NFL players to seek masseuses. it is a little weird that there's so many of them. Do I think that there's a possibility he did something wrong? Sure. Do I think that he got 50? Let's be very clear. All right. If he's accused, if he did what he did, he should be banned for life. Criminal court looked at this, and criminal court's like, no, we're not even going to prosecute. Like, this didn't even go to trial. All right, this did not even go to trial. Let's have that sink in. So DeShaun Watson committed, if he committed sexual assault, I hate to tell you, sexual assault's a crime. All right, sexual assault is a crime, and criminal court's like, no, we're not even going to press charges. No, not even a trial, nothing. So this is all about money. It's all about women asking for handouts, and they got some shady lawyer. I mean, I'm a big fan of the show Better Call Saul. So they got like Saul Goodman. So anyway, do I think he needs to publicly apologize? No. I think he should stay on the offensive. Not a popular opinion, something YouTube may ban me for. If you want to give me a thumbs down, you can. That's fine. I understand. And hopefully I didn't lose you as a subscriber, but I've been adamant about this. So I disagree. But on this show, you're always allowed to say something different, have a difference of opinion. This isn't designed to be an echo chamber. By the way, Funk, you were right. It was a 6-game suspension for Ben Roethlisberger in 2010. I was thinking it was less. So, Denver Gator James, while you're here, ask some beginner betting questions. Perfect time. Yeah, absolutely. James knows. I used to have a guy, Mike, used to come in. I haven't heard from him in a while. And then Pete, I followed Pete on Twitter. I should have sent him my Dolphins video, but so should DeShaun apologize like Kobe? 100% no. Malcolm Rodriguez is the real deal. I'm convinced. I think it was Dorsey. Dorsey is super good at finding people in later rounds. He found Tyreek Hill. His first draft in Kansas City, Travis Kelce in round 3. I watched a lot of him at Oklahoma State, but I didn't see an NFL linebacker, but I saw a guy that I would love that second string and a second string special teams demon. If he's repping with the first string, I'd be a little worried, to be honest with you. But the one thing I will say is he's physical and fast. He's undersized, and I'm not really sure what kind of defense you're running there. But if you're gonna have a 6th-round pick, by the way, there's nothing wrong. The Chiefs had a 6th-round pick start on the offensive line, went to the Pro Bowl, played lights out. Different situation. It was a medical issue that kept him out. He would have been a 1st round if it wasn't for a medical issue. But yeah, good player. I'd be a little worried if he was my starter day one. I don't buy food. I got these energy. I got these from Amazon, and we'll have to find out. My bad rep. Okay. That's usually what happens, though, with rookie players. They want them going a little bit with the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. They just kind of want to just see what they do in different situations. I haven't signed up because I just got home today. I haven't signed up for the YouTube TV, but I'm going to soon because I want to watch a lot of preseason football. It is premium. On Dan's OnlyFans exclusive package, he only wears a dollar bill after – On second thought, I will find an ugly chick in the window. I feel like my charm will be more effective. Here's the problem. All right. That ugly chick is bitter and hates life. All right. She's the dealer who has carpal tunnel, who watched that pretty girl get hit on 100 times a week. So it's hit and miss. Your charm may work, but she also just may be bitter and hates life herself. So, but if you already made your bet, don't worry about it. But if you go and you continue to go to the casino, continue place action, I would always go to the first time I would go to the older guy. because if you have any questions, that guy will know everything. The ugly chick, she's probably transferred from a different department. Pride, he's looking good. It's part of why I believe Dan Campbell said the other day the Lions may have 2 linebackers for his base and 2 different linebackers for sub package. Funny, he said and everything about 3. At the Dan shows, absolutely not, absolutely not. And I wouldn't have a problem with you disagreeing with me, Kenneth. And I'm glad you're here. But 100% no, he should not apologize. He should continue to go on the offensive, and he should continue to. I hate that people. I don't want to go another rant here, but he should continue saying that he's a victim, he's innocent, this is fraud. He was cleared in criminal court, and I would stick with that. So I'm with you, but I think it's excessive. But I don't feel bad for either. He's referring to Brittany Griner. You transport drugs across state lines, that's you. But yeah, I've been saying most modern defenses. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And that's a good thing to point out is that more and more the NFL is going away from a 4-3 and a 3-4. It's going to be more 4-2-5, 3-3-5. But the base package is going to be like a 3-4. But and that's kind of interesting because it leads me when I hear him say that, it kind of leads me to believe that Hutchinson, he thinks of more as like a defensive end. And I'm kind of curious, is he going to be playing a 5 technique or is he going to be more of an outside linebacker? I kind of want to see how he operates. And that's something I really want to watch in preseason. Because I think if you use him as an outside linebacker, I'd be kind of curious, are you going to drop him back in zone coverage or are you going to have him do different responsibilities, or are you just putting him as an outside linebacker, trying to line him up as far outside of a defensive tackle and you want to keep him away from the inside? Or do you view Hutchinson as a guy that can maybe play a little 5 technique? So absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I apologize because I know I'm a little behind. I've been ranting, so I rant a lot. So yeah, I don't feel bad. All right. Sorry. I'm a little behind on comments here. Don't believe Keys is right up there, Charlie. Keys is definitely coming back on the show. So. Dan, I used to go to Canada. Canada. A lot when I was 19. The casinos and clubs were fun. Plus, we didn't have casinos here. It was a 20-minute drive. Yeah. I had a buddy of mine. I used the word buddy loosely. I used to work with him. They had a group from New Jersey, and he said he used to go up to Toronto, just cross Niagara Falls. He said that he used to go to Canada, pick up chicks. And it's kind of my bucket list to go to Vancouver. There's a couple social media people I follow in Vancouver, and like I don't know what the hell, like Vancouver's got some like smoking hot women. I want to go to Vancouver. It's kind of a bucket list thing, but yeah, I do want to check out Canada. I think now you need a passport. I think we're close to the same age, Funk. But so like when you went up there, I think you could just drive across the border. It's no big deal. Now I think you need a passport. It's a little bigger of a deal. So. Oh, I've been to Tijuana too. My brother was stationed in San Diego. We all went there for part of his bachelor party. I'm glad I was with a bunch of militaries. Yeah. If you go to Tijuana, be with some military people. San Diego is another place I'd love to visit. But yeah, I would never live there. Just real estate's crazy. I heard it's gorgeous. I've been to Vegas several times. Never been to California. Okay, so last year I had action on the Steelers, and thanks to those damn Lions, they had a tie. So going into the final game of the season, the Steelers were 8-7-1, and I had action on over 8.5. Now, luckily, they won the last game of the season to be 9-7-1, so I won that. But it did come into play, and I was worried because I didn't want that push. So Week 17 was really hectic because I had the Steelers, and then also had San Francisco, which was at 10.5, and I arrived at Vegas, and they were under. It was under 10, but I got plus 150. So, and by the way, the Rams held a 17-0 lead before losing. So San Francisco ended up being 10-7. That was a push, but I lost 1,500. So, yeah, but yeah, week 17 was kind of hectic last year for me. I think the over 40 was an age reference. Yeah, I am over 40. Hopefully I don't look that way. Keys, what's funny is my pot guy grows a strain of weed called Charlie Sheen. That's awesome. It's a cross between green crack and purple train wreck. Yes, it's really nice. Holy shit. It should be called Tiger's Blood. That's actually not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. Believe it or not, I've been to Blackhawk and I've been to Vegas. I've never been in one of those weed shops. But, yeah, I've never been in one of those. I thought about going in just to see what it's kind of like. But, yeah. New coaching staff likes to reward good play. One staple about John Dorsey that was really relevant in Kansas City, it was that I would say almost there's probably not five. I know he's the assistant general manager. There's not 5 general managers in the National Football League better at finding obscure players than John Dorsey. You're going to find with Dorsey in Detroit, you're going to find a lot of 5th, 6th, 7th round players. And then last year, didn't both your 4th round picks play quite a bit? Didn't you have a corner who started several games? And if I remember correct, Barnes, the linebacker from Purdue. I was really expecting him to take a big step up this year. It sounds like he's not. But you guys tell me. Pretty much cash grab. Dan's ego won't allow him to believe DeShaun got 50. Listen, Link. This is always a channel that you can disagree with me on, and I get it. My opinion's not popular, but Eternal Maury, you'll see women lie every day, and it bottom line, you're one of these women. You spend what, a couple hours in court, a couple hours with a lawyer, and you get 6 figures. Why wouldn't you do it? So, but when do you know when a woman is telling the truth? Actions, not words. Actions, not words. If a girl says she loves you, but she's gone all the time, she's texting a bunch of other dudes, actions, not words. So when do you know a woman's telling the truth? It's her actions. All right. Keys. Hopefully, I'm not going to, it won't be, won't get Keys. Keys has 8 kids. I was blown away. So he's got 8 kids. That woman probably loves Keys. All right. 8 kids. I mean, that's a lot. Never listen to what a woman says. Pay attention to what she does. That's how you know a woman's telling the truth. Come on. It's pretty common for NFL players for a rub down, and this stuff came when he gave the Texans. Yeah, a lot of people think that the Texans were kind of behind the whole thing. I don't believe that. I don't think the Texans were behind this because it affects the Texans organization, maybe even more. I think the Texans organization is going to end up great. All those draft picks, and if you've been watching my show, I'm super high on Davis Mills, but but I mean, players getting massages is 100% not common. And then even if he did, there's no way, no possible way that he got from 50 different women. No, none. At least 40, 45, or 50 are lying. It's an intersection at the height of politics. Always believe women, even at the cost of vilifying black men. It's hard because the heart of the Me Too movement is an anti-innocent. Man. This is Keys. This is why I really want you to do a lot on this show, because this is brilliant. The whole Me Too movement and the whole always believe women is the opposite of what this country is founded on, and that's innocent until proven guilty. And we're at an age where you just say something and it's viewed as fact. And I think that, once you prove something, now don't get me wrong, like when if you're a victim, speak up, do the right thing, come forward. But that wasn't what happened with these women and DeShaun Watson. These women went to a lawyer, and the lawyer, to me, it sounds shady because he wasn't trying to get justice. He was trying to get a cash grab for an NDA. This is a fact. This is a fact, by the way, is that the lawyer went to DeShaun Watson, said NDA. He doesn't even get the 6-game suspension, right? He doesn't even get the 6-game suspension if he signs the NDA. All right. The thing is that once one comes through, maybe another one comes through. And it's like, okay, revolving door of checks. And then once you have the one, then you can say, well, the NDA doesn't really hold up. There's some other legal factors involved. But bottom line, this really never seemed to be about justice. It seemed to be about money, because that's what the women were wanting. Not justice, not jail time, not punishment. They're wanting a cash grab. So, and it sounds like some people disagree with me. You're allowed to. I never want this to be an echo chamber, but yeah. I have a huge man crush on Keys, and I definitely hope that he can come on the show a lot more, because he's just got some great stuff. Check out his channel, Back Talk Brothers. Great stuff. Great stuff. His intro is easily some of the best intro that you'll see. Dorsey knows. Yeah. Dan, look up, the judge said that it was about the 6-game suspension. I used the term loosely. She is retired and did corporate litigation primarily. She said she wasn't going to set a precedent. Yeah, and that's kind of why they got the 6 games. And you were right, Funk. I was wrong. So what they did is they got the 6 games. That's a precedent that the NFL set with the Roethlisberger suspension. So, yeah. Dorsey built Kansas City. I said this many times. There's not 10 people more responsible for the Chiefs Super Bowl than John Dorsey. John Dorsey just really transformed talent. Now, he did make some mistakes, but he really transformed the talent. Now, the one thing is that the Chiefs, before Andy Reid came here, they were a 2-14 team that had 6 Pro Bowlers, and then they just. But the thing is, though, is like they just like decimated the team. They didn't really do that with Detroit. With Kansas City, it was just boom, like everybody was gone. Everybody's gone. By the way, same thing with the Browns. Like boom, it was like clean slate. Like it was like a bomb. It's like atom bomb. And I was really expecting them to do that with the Lions, and they haven't. There hasn't been an atom bomb effect, and I think it's because your salary cap situation might not have been as good. It may have been some salary cap issues, but yeah, that's kind of the problem that that's something I kind of bothered me last year. Is I was really expecting this massive turnover like with Kansas City and Cleveland, and it wasn't the case. But yeah, there's not 10 people more responsible for the Chiefs Super Bowl than Dorsey. Not 10. So 100% did. Great talent, evaluator, but he's severely lacking in some very important skills to be a GM. And yeah, I agree completely, Keys. And this is why, as assistant general manager, I thought that was a brilliant move for being assistant manager. I thought the Lions, with bringing in Holmes and Dorsey, I thought was just genius. So. I wouldn't say that, but he was involved. Dorsey did some things to help the Chiefs, but he didn't set up the Chiefs. He actually screwed us in some serious ways. Yeah, absolutely. And I get that, and I do think OJ was. I'm sorry, I do believe OJ was guilty. I think he did it, but yeah, he was cleared. He was cleared. Bottom line, yeah, he was cleared. And I think me, and I think the majority of America thinks, he was guilty. But yeah, I get it. But OJ was tried, went to court. DeShaun Watson, the judge looked at this and said, no, we're not even going to try it, or whatever. I'm not a lawyer, but bottom line, OJ went to court. DeShaun Watson, they looked at what was going on in the DeShaun Watson case. They're like, we're not even going to try this. That's the big difference, is that OJ went to court, was cleared, went through the judicial process. Do I think he was guilty? Yeah, I do. But I'm kind of ranting, and I'm like 15 minutes behind on comments. So, but yeah, OJ went to court. That's the big difference. OJ went to court. DeShaun Watson, they're like, look, if he really did sexually assault 40, 50 women, then that's a crime, isn't it? Yeah. You know what the legal system said? No, we're not even going to take this to court. You know why? Because I don't think he committed a crime. I really don't. So, I mean, that's my opinion. But anyway, love didn't fit. Well, he can't pronounce Canada. That was kind of a joke, but I was being facetious there. No drug testing on the show. I think we'll see Hutchinson playing a shade 7 all the way down to a 3 tech when they go with a lightning. Yeah, I'm kind of curious. How much are they going to use them inside? Because I could really see, like, I don't know about this year, but if he puts on what I call the NFL 20 in the offseason, you use them inside as a 5 technique later on, because in Michigan they used a 3-3-5. You're in Michigan, you tell me. It looks like they used a 3-3-5, and to me, he played kind of a 5 technique. They used him a little bit on the outside, and that's how I think they should use him. I think they should use him as a 7 and as a 5, but he may need to put on some weight to be on the 5. That's kind of like what I'm kind of want to see, is how much use him inside. It wouldn't surprise me if they don't do this in 2022, but in 2023, if he bulks up enough, put him at defensive tackle and a NASCAR type package. So. Funk, he actually did, though, even wrote, okay, small rant. Jim Brown has an autobiography, one of the best books I've read in my life. Before this happened, he writes about O.J. Simpson having a dark side. And O.J. Simpson was on TV. He was Hertz commercials. He was in those Naked Gun movies. And I was like, man, O.J. Simpson has a dark side? That's what Jim Brown said. He said there's a real dark side that he says there's a real dark side the public will never know about. And I was like, wow. And then 6 months later, he's in the Bronco, and I'm like, holy shit. Yeah. So Slasher, what's up, brother, man? I'm ranting, raving. I put some action down on I was out of town, so I put some action down, haven't revealed it. I left the bet slip in the car. Behind on comments, but yeah, man, I'm here to go. I'm here, man. I'm glad you're here, brother. I'm really glad you're here. San Diego is absolutely gorgeous. I left Detroit in February. It was -2. I landed in San Diego 64, and I changed at the airport. People looked at me weird for wearing shorts. Yeah, I know. Yeah. People look at you weird. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Interesting thing about Dorsey is he capped out his draft board at 125. That's what is crazy. Here's a story I heard about Dorsey. It was when he was in Kansas City. He was with some sports media. I think I'm gonna say it was radio station, and they were in the middle of the 3rd round. And Dorsey correctly predicted 3 consecutive draft picks. Like, he was so in touch. By the way, like go over mock drafts, and you'll see anybody who does a mock draft in the 1st round will not get more than 10 right. 10 is like the absolute limit. All right. John Dorsey was like going in the 3rd round and predicting like he was so in touch. So yeah. I mean, like, Dorsey was really in tune with the NFL. Dorsey has his eye, and he found remember LDT? I can't pronounce the name. Found him in Canada. So, I wonder if DeShaun Watson got the monkey. Little love for Slasher. What's up, Denver Gator? Feeling good. It's almost football season, man. Yeah, I know. Dan, the chicks on Maury are trailer trash. Most of the women he hired were young single mothers. A few of them are fresh out of college for sports medicine. I get it. I do get it. Just I'm just giving you my opinion, man. I'm just giving you my opinion. bottom line, they weren't trying to press for jail time. They weren't trying to press for punishment. They're pressing for cash. So, and by the way, that's kind of, you know what, I'm speculating. I know one girl. I dated a girl who her friend is a masseuse. I think that's the right word. And she became a masseuse. And this particular girl that I dated, who was a masseuse, there is somewhere between 105% and 125% that she would lie for 6 figures. Like there's no question. Like if this girl came out and said, somebody forced this upon her, I know this chick. And I'm like, oh yeah, she's lying. Yeah, I know this chick. So yeah. And the stuff, he is good looking. Actually makes it easier for me to be a predator. People that do that stuff for this matter don't do it for sexual release. They do it for power. That's a good point. Maybe him being a good looking guy, maybe it's a power thing, But yeah, I like I said, I don't believe the women. I don't think he should ever apologize. I think he should be on the offensive. And even if he did, I think easily 75% or more of these women are lying, maybe all 100. Who, Watson or the women? Yeah, he's talking about Watson. Yeah. I mean, is it kind of Ted Bundy never got caught because of his charm? Maybe. Didn't Buddy also eat the evidence? Okay, I'm looking. Bundy also. I don't know about that. I know Jeffrey Dahmer did, but I don't know about Ted Bundy. I don't know. If your lawyers and PR team are paying more than half the women accusing you, it's kind of hard to say that the dude is innocent. Yeah, no, I understand, Slasher. I listen. I understand, and my opinion is going to be in the minority, but I don't believe the women. I really don't. And as far as the lawyers and the PR team are paying more than half, I don't know exactly what's going on. But bottom line, criminal court did not even take him. Like he was never charged criminally. And if what he did really happened, it's a crime. So, but yeah, no, listen. I never want this show to be an echo chamber. I know that I'm not saying something that's popular. I know that I'm saying something that people are not going to like or disagree, but I don't believe the women. I really don't. And let me ask you this here, okay? You're one of these single mothers, or you're a young woman, like the comment, where was it? Yeah. Are you telling me that you wouldn't lie for 6 figures? Are you telling me that you're not going to sprout some tears for 6 figures? You're a college student. You're 21. You're not going to tell me, hey, go to court, lie, and you'll get $200,000. And what will happen? Like, what's the consequences of lying? He's not going to play football for a year. Why wouldn't you lie? I mean, I get it. And bottom line, you can agree to disagree, but do I believe the women? No, I don't. And if that makes me unpopular, and you can thumbs down the video. You can thumbs down. But yeah. Last thing, why on earth would Watson lawyers say it's not illegal to be rude and it's not illegal to get a happy ending? Just didn't seem to be a small comment. I didn't personally hear that. I believe you 100%, Fung. It sounds like a bad move on his lawyer's part, to be perfectly honest. You have that much money, you're a member of the NFL, you should have a lawyer be a little more intelligent. Lawyers, people, my opinion, that lawyer made a mistake, not a legal expert. A guy went to high school, became a lawyer, smartest guy I know went to high school. He's running track and field. And like every time I see him post stuff on social media about him doing like track and field events, it like makes me want to go to the gym. Easily smartest guy I've ever known. And I never asked him about any of this stuff, but we've had some talks about the law and everything. I know that this particular individual, he would have never said that. So he's not all of it. He had leftover. Okay. So okay. Bundy did eat some stuff. I didn't know that. Seriously, Keys, we need to exchange numbers one of these days and just have like a long conversation. But the idea that for the show that you had, I don't want to touch base on it here, but it's just brilliant. Nothing short brilliant. There's certain things that you say on your channel and that you've messaged me. Last week, your Jensen comment was just brilliant. There's certain things like I'm kind of revealing my man crush on you. There's certain things that you say that are just brilliant and really like you have this potential like to have a very successful YouTube channel. You're like you definitely have some like charisma and some really, really smart things. So like I definitely want you more on this show. When I go live Wednesdays and Fridays, I'm hoping during the season you come on quite a bit because you have a lot of really smart things to say. Oh, this is interesting. I don't think he's guilty. I think there's something fishy going on though, and some of those women were definitely liking what he was doing. A lot of them are just playing follow the leader. He's a rich man. Exactly. Here's the thing. I kind of feel like I've kind of beat this to death, but let's say you're a young girl, you meet this guy. He's a star athlete, a star quarterback. He's worth several $100 million. There's like an extra $100, $200. Hey, why not? Hey, I mean, didn't the Patriots owner get one for like $40 or $50? Like, I mean, that's probably a bad example, but yeah, I mean, bottom line, there was a guy in the chat earlier who said, should he come out publicly and apologize? And I don't think he should ever apologize. I think he should go on the offensive. I 100% believe the right move would be for him to. It was actually funny when I heard the NFL was appealing. I originally thought the Browns were trying to get the suspension down from 6 to 4. I didn't realize the NFL was trying to get him suspended for a whole year. So, hell, Amber Heard. Okay, yeah, we talked about lying. Didn't Amber Heard say that Johnny Depp beat her up and was like high on drugs all the time and all sorts of stuff, and then it comes out, oh wait a minute, she lied about everything. So, yeah, I mean, let me tell you, let me tell you something. Never trust what a woman says, trust what a woman does. All right. Women, there's not a woman alive that can't cry on command. There's not a woman that doesn't know how to manipulate or lie. Beware. Just be safe. All right. A lot of you guys are married. I'm obviously not married. So like I'm hoping that if you are married, you're married to an honest, good woman. But all women can cry on command. All women have the ability to lie, and every single one of those women would lie for $100, $200, $300, $400, $500,000. Every single one of them. So I feel like I just beat this to a pulp here. So Dahmer was the one that ate people. Bundy had body parts under his house, I think. He was the guy who pick up young girls at the bar, sleep with them, and then off them. I know Dahmer ate people, and I don't know too much about Bundy. I think Bundy was somewhere in the Midwest. So Dahmer was gay. I didn't know Dahmer was gay. Bundy wasn't. I think he had a family, if I remember right. Maybe he did do it to a few, but I don't think he inappropriately touched all 23, 24 women without the consent or being okay. I think it's a little far-fetched. I don't feel no, I agree. Like, let's just say like out of those 50, I I think I'm using 50, but I don't know the exact number, but 40, 45 or 50 are lying. So we got into serial killers today. We got that. You know what? It's always cool about one of the things I love about this show is that we never know where it's going to go. But today we went serial killer. So, I mean, we've done music, we've done concerts, we've done movies, but today serial killers. So my knowledge on serial killers is pretty much at a minimum. Silence of the Lambs was like one of my favorite movies. So that was a great movie. I remember like, anyway, not important. Those are my thoughts. I won't harp on the situation too much because I know it's sour tea. Yeah, a lot of people are not happy about my comments. I think YouTube eliminated the thumbs down, but a lot of people didn't like for me kind of saying the same things that you said. It wasn't popular. The people that were asking me to comment about it, Wink came in and he said bad take, and I haven't heard back from him. Hopefully I didn't scare people off, but I mean, hey, look, I have a YouTube channel. I have an opinion. I have a mouth. I'm going to say what I think, bottom line. So you're right. You're right. You're 100% correct, Funk. I mean, it is the easiest, or to get her out of a scuffle. Yeah. I'm not saying this is the case, but sometimes people do things and want to, and then once they've done it, their emotional response ends up being the opposite of what they expected, so they feel bad. Okay, I get that. I get that. That makes sense. And the feeling leads to retroactively changing their mind consent, and we condone that for certain things. That actually makes sense. Actually makes a lot of sense. I could see that. I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. Hey man, if my wife was a massage therapist and we live in the area, I'd push her to lie to get us $100,000. Bingo. My ex-girlfriend, who I know, like she does a variety of different things. She's married now. The guy's a little weird. She would 100% lie for $100,000. There's no doubt in my mind. This is what, man. Yeah, man. Thanks, Funk. Thanks, man. Hey, man. Hey, listen, dude. Funk, you know as well as anybody, you could always disagree with me. But yeah, man, I really, that means a lot coming from you, especially from you. So thank you, man. That means the world. Slasher, this is exactly why I want this channel, because I want to hear about this stuff. I want to hear what all 32 teams are doing, because I've been hearing some stuff in Kansas City. But I by the way, I've heard about Kazir White, and let me tell you something. This guy was awesome for the Chargers. I'm going to do the Chargers. I'm going to do the Chargers next week, and when I break down the Chargers, they lost some really good players, and Kazir White is one of them. But Dan, Hassan Reddick looks like an absolute beast. Kazir White is getting high praise in camp. Coaches saying he's always in the right place at the right time. James Bradbury's outperforming all cornerbacks. This is fantastic news. Hassan Reddick, I remember his first couple of years. For those, let me kind of backtrack if you don't know Hassan Reddick. Hassan Reddick was a walk-on corner, 180-pound corner walk-on at Temple. Matt Rule was the head coach at Temple. He's now the head coach at the Carolina Panthers. Hassan Reddick was in Carolina last year. Okay. He ended up just getting bigger, and this happens sometimes. You just grow an extra couple inches. He ended up growing to like 6'3", 240, 245, played defensive end, ran a 4.51 at the combine. Went to Arizona, and the first 3 years, Arizona could not figure out what to do with him, because they put him at outside linebacker, which they thought would be perfect. You play defensive line at college, you run a 4.51, put you at outside linebacker in a 3-4 defense, didn't work. Then they put him at inside linebacker, didn't work, and it looked like an absolute disaster. And then Chandler Jones went out with an injury, and they're like, we're just going to put you in defensive line. And the light bulb just kind of went off, because here's the deal. In that hybrid 3-4, 4-3, which is really a 3-3, the 3-3-5 defense that I think Philly's trying to run, and you tell me if I'm wrong here, because they ran a 4-3 last year. They're going to go with a hybrid, which really leads me to believe it's a 3-3-5. That's what Hassan Reddick is. He's an outside linebacker in like a 3-3-5. If you ask him to be like a pure 3-4, at least the first couple of years, Arizona just a bomb. If he's playing well in that defense, then Philly is a very scary team. Probably my pick to win the NFC East. Kazir White, I'm telling you right now, I watched him play with the Chargers. I was so glad he was gone. That might be one of the best free agent signings, a 1-year, $5 million deal. And he had over 100 tackles, 3-down linebacker. And Bradbury, if he's outperforming all the corners, that's key. Yeah. I'm sorry, One Pride, man. I'm sorry, man. Yeah. So, by the way, Kyle Hamilton. Yeah, I saw the clip. If you haven't seen the clip, there's a free agent rookie wide receiver put a move on him, and it was a post. No, I call it a flag route. I've heard it called a 7 route, just the opposite of the post. You go to, and he got just burned. And I've been telling you guys. You remember me telling you this before the draft? I told you guys this is not Derwin James 2.0. This is not the guy who can do everything. This is a box strong safety. And I kept harping on it, and now in training camp it kind of looks like. And by the way, as of right now, he's not going to start. I mean, he was I think 14th, 13th, I can't remember. I think 14th overall, and people are like, oh, day one starter, probably going to Pro Bowl. He's probably not going to start. He's probably going to play some special teams. He's not the guy that people thought he was. He was the guy I knew that this was what you're getting, but people are trying to say, "Oh no, you can card receivers in the slot." No. I didn't hear. That's not a good sign. That's really not a good sign. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I would have wanted him in Kansas City. The reason why he can play inside, he can play outside. The dude's a 3-down linebacker. Yeah. 3-down backer. So that said, I don't feel bad about Watson either. Yeah. Okay. Last time I'm going to talk about it. NFL players, especially if you're high profile, like somebody like Patrick Mahomes, if you're in an elevator and a woman walks into the elevator, just walk out. Just do not be in an elevator. Do not be in a room. Yeah, you got to be careful. And me and you are normal guys. I was gone for a couple of weeks. Like I was on the second floor, so I took the stairs. But I don't have a problem being on an elevator alone with a woman. But I very rarely talk. I almost stay on my side. You stay on your side. So anyway. Hey Dan, how's Karlaftis looked? The number one thing, he's looked good. Him and Frank Clark have been working together after practice, and to me, like, that is the best thing I've been seeing, is that he's spending a lot of time with Frank Clark. One of the things I didn't touch base on is that the Chiefs signed Carlos Dunlap, and I think at the beginning of the season, Dunlap's going to start while Karlaftis is learning. But the fact that he's staying after practice working on stuff with Frank Clark is awesome. It sounds like Karlaftis is probably going to get a good amount of snaps inside. And what he's talking about is that Spags is like using, most famously in the Super Bowl against Tom Brady, the NASCAR defense, where you just line up 4 defensive ends, and you'll have Dunlap, you have Frank Clark, and Karlaftis may be one of those inside guys. And the best part is that he'll line up next to Chris Jones, who I think is the Chiefs' best defensive player. I have a major man crush on Chris Jones. Those 4 people on the field at the same time is very dangerous. And the key is with Dunlap is how much does he have left? Now he's like, I think 31, 32, something like that. But when he was with Seattle, like he was a difference maker. He really was. And in this defense, I think is perfect for him. I don't think he's the same guy he was a couple of years ago. This was a guy I've always really liked. Always liked Carlos Dunlap. This is a perfect defense for him. He signed a 1-year deal. He'll be gone next year. But Karlaftis taking extra time after practice to work with Frank Clark, and everything from Purdue. You guys were telling me about him from Purdue. The motor is very, very high. Yeah, this is the number one thing. He has a high motor. He's been saying after practice. Andy Reid's commented on the motor. He's not going to be a day one starter. White is going to absolutely wreck havoc Funk. He looks swole as fuck and is rumored to be looking fantastic in coverage. Can't wait to see him on the field. Dude, this is a guy that I'm going to mention this when I break down the Chargers next week, because the Chargers lost some players in free agency, and people think like they added, because they added J.C. Jackson, they added Khalil Mack. A lot of people think like this is just going to boost their defense up. They lost several starters on that defense. One of them is Kazir White, and they are really going to miss that guy. So, yeah. Yeah, he's going to be running with TJ week 1. Should be a solid matchup. Ooh. It is going to be a good matchup. I just saw bits and pieces of the NFL Top 100. TJ Hawkinson was 93. And it kind of sucked because like the highlights they were showing was mostly with Stafford, but oh God, but the highlights, like you do watch of TJ Hawkinson, just get you kind of geeked up. I mean, you have to realize I live in Kansas City, and so for the last 25 years we've had arguably the 2 best tight ends in the NFL, in Tony Gonzalez and Travis Kelce. So we're very spoiled on tight end play, but I really, really, really love watching like a solid tight end. And you have to realize Kelce and Gonzalez, Gonzalez was the better blocker out of the 2, but Gonzalez was an average blocker at best. Average at best. Hawkinson is on a completely different level. So like I love watching like tight ends like Hawkinson. And by the way, I'm not just saying this because I got some Lions fans here. I just love this game. I love big physical tight ends that can do everything. I mean, to me that's just exciting. Guys like Hawkinson, guys like Kittle. I love watching George Kittle play. Would I take Kelce over Kittle? Sure. And one big key is with Kelce over Kittle is that, Kelce's probably going to play the majority of games. Kittle, you have no idea. So, Keys that smart. Karlaftis was a little stiff and learning as much as he can by stuff like that. That was one thing that when the Chiefs drafted him, I wasn't as excited about Karlaftis because I think he's a little stiff. I also thought he'd be better suited for a outside linebacker, and I thought that if you draft him, I really don't want him to be a day one starter. So with working with Frank Clark plus with Dunlap, I think this is going to be awesome. The best part about Kansas City and Karlaftis is that he doesn't need to be a day one starter. But he has to impact the team. Like even here's the deal: if he's healthy at the end of the season, even if he only has like 3 or 4 sacks, if he's healthy during the postseason, that's kind of key. So yeah, 3-4 hybrid, 3-3-5, some 5 techs this year for sure. 3-2 nickel is what it looks like around last year with the 3-4 base. Yeah, because Matt Rule was his coach, and what Matt Rule's trying to do was that in Carolina, and we haven't had Oh, I forgot who it was. We had some Panthers fans that were regulars for a while. He hasn't been back on, but what they're trying to do in Carolina is kind of run a standard 3-3-5 package instead of a 3-4-4-3 standard. They're running a 3-3-5, and so when they brought in Hassan Reddick, remember Matt Rule worked with him in college, and it really worked. It really worked. And by the way, he had a great year in Carolina. It's just Carolina didn't have a good team. I think he led the team in sacks. I don't remember if it's 10 or 12, but Reddick's a guy that could really have a really big year. I'm also kind of curious how Jordan Davis, that's the guy. I really want to see how Jordan Davis looks, because I'm wondering if the plan is to just play Jordan Davis like 10 to 15 snaps a game and then try to get him to 20 snaps a game, or is he not even going to play on third down? I kind of want to see what he does. So wide 9-2 even. Gannon never stuck to one formation last year, and that's kind of key. With Reddick, I just remember he really struggled in that 3-4 defense, and then you had to play defensive line that last year in Arizona, and just boom. So, but yeah. Dan, I completely agree on him being that box safety. Hamilton should, yeah, exactly, yeah. And this was why I didn't want him going to Detroit at 2, because if you drafted him at 2, he has to be Derwin James, and he's a box dude. That clip, I think it clip kind of been overborne completely, but I've noticed that he's not a starter on Our Lads or ESPN. I'm not sure he's going to start the season. So, but yeah, he shouldn't be covering receivers. No, I still think it's a great pick. You got to keep him on tight ends. He's got a lot of length and a lot of size, but don't have him covering receivers in the NFL. I don't know if I'm going to bet that or not, but I would. I definitely don't think Denver's making the playoffs. As I'm doing these videos, okay, as of today, as of right now, I love Houston over 4.5. I made my Dolphins video before the suspension. I kind of want to see how this affects the betting public. I don't like betting on rookie head coaches, but I like Miami under. I want to say under 9, or was it 8.5? Was it 8.5 or 9? I don't remember off the top of my head, but I kind of like the under on Miami. It's a solid number, by the way. Yeah, you know what? I think on my Dolphins video I misspoke. I think I messed up and I said that so they finished 9-8 and the line's 8.5. So I said either or you win, and it just occurred to me that's a lie. Yeah, under 8.5 wins if you win 9. So it just occurred to me just now that my Dolphins video I fucked up on. You know what? I'm sitting here. I might take my Dolphins video down and remake it. But I would bet. I actually do like that number, because if I remember right, I think it's like plus 115 to not make the playoffs, and I don't think they will. I really don't think they will. I think they were in another division, they would, but I mean they just have a first-time head coach, first-time offensive coordinator, first-time defensive coordinator, replacing a very experienced staff. You're bringing in Russell Wilson, and from what I'm hearing, it sounds like they want to run a pass-heavy offense, which I think the team's built for more of a run-heavy offense. Also, the right side of the offensive line for Denver, I think, is a major question mark. So, Slashers, Jordan Davis looks solid. Yeah, I'm curious of that too. Yeah, I remember Lions fans are tripping over themselves for Thibs and Hamilton. Sounds like the more overall solid pick was Hutch. Yeah, I'm not a draft expert, but Hutch was my pick very early because the floor on Hutchinson was so high. With Thibs and Hamilton, like you really don't know. But the floor with Hutchinson, and that's something that I really thought the Lions needed in this draft was solid players with very high floors. So Funk, that is going to be a really good matchup. I don't think Dean will be out there, but Edwards is out there. He isn't no slouch and very underrated. That's going to be a fun game to watch. It's going to be a fun game to watch. For those of you who don't know, Detroit plays Philly week 1. So he's been working on his stiffness too, Funk. He's been working out with a Mahomes trainer to work on his bend, etc. That I didn't know. But by the way, the thing that at the off the field work with Frank Clark is just amazing. By the way, just a little FYI, Frank Clark looks different. Like he's lost some weight, and he had some off-season stuff from last year, and they also had to tweak his contract a little bit. A lot of people in Kansas City were down on Frank Clark, but from what I've seen in camp, like he looks slimmer, faster, could be poised for a big year. One Pride 40, he's gotten 2 sacks and some pressures. I say he looks pretty good. Real question, can he play? Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that myself because I'm kind of wondering in a game how often is he going to play? I don't even think you play him on 3rd down right away. I would actually put Fletcher Cox in on 3rd down, but I think I'd have a hard time leaving Cox off the field. So I'm kind of wondering how they're going to operate Jordan Davis. And here's another thing: is Jordan Davis just going to play that nose, or because in Georgia he played all over? That's one thing I think that people don't realize is that this is a guy who can be a 5 technique. This is a guy who can play the nose. He can be the 0. I actually think he could play defensive tackle in a 4-3 scheme, but. I don't want him on 3rd down rushing the passer. I mean, the dude's legitimately 340 and can move, but I don't want this guy running after, I want him running after mobile quarterbacks, which you have in the NFC East. Carson Wentz can run. Now he's had a lot of injuries. He doesn't run as much, but he's a mobile guy. Dak Prescott's a real mobile guy, and Daniel Jones has some athleticism. So I'm really curious how they're going to use them, because I'm curious, are they going to do like what they did at Georgia with them, just move them all over at defensive line, or you just put them in one spot, learn this 1st, 2nd down, just protect Reddick and whoever else is on the outside. I should know that, but I don't off the top of my head. My nose is itching. So, yeah. But I'm really like, this is something in preseason I kind of want to see. And here, by the way, in preseason, you don't see like sub packages and stuff like that. But I think with Philly, because they're switching defenses, I'm kind of curious what they'll see, because I really think that you'll see some sub packages from Philly, because they need to experiment against other teams. So in preseason, you may see some more sub packages from Philly than you will from other teams. Like I can tell you, Kansas City, you probably won't see one blitz from Kansas City in preseason, but regular season, you might see quite a bit of it. So, yeah, Clark, Jones, Kaliftis, and Dunlap. Yeah, one of the things I kind of want to avoid this being a Chiefs-centric show, but the Chiefs were one of the worst teams in the NFL in sacks, and that's something that really needs to improve, especially in this division. So. Hutchinson is raw, a lot of power with little finesse or technique. Hopefully he can learn from the vets. He is going to be a beast. I really think he's going to be a beast. And the number one thing I loved about Hutchinson is that he seemed to just be going nonstop, like always involved. Every single play I watched, he was involved. Now that Michigan front had a lot of talent, but I mean, he was involved at every single play. He seemed to just be going 100 miles an hour. And he also seems to have some length. He doesn't have those real long arms, which is kind of important. But, I mean, he's like a legitimate 6'6", 6'7". And I think he's a little more athletic than people give him credit for. So, He put a nasty spin move on Sewell. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. It's a good sign that these two are working against each other, by the way. I think that's really smart. So Slasher Edwards is a guy. I hope the hits free agency and Lions can snag him. He'll probably be a starter in Detroit this year. He would be. And that would be a good pickup. That would be a good pickup. What do you think of the Chiefs to win the division for plus 170? I love those odds because I think Kansas City is okay. Here's how I look at the AFC West, and I haven't broken down the Raiders or the Chargers yet, and I'll break down the Raiders next week and then the Chargers this week. But you have a new coach in the Raiders, a first-time head coach in Denver. All right. The Chargers, of course, famously beat Kansas City at Arrowhead last year, and then they took the Chiefs to overtime in LA. However, Andy Reid has dominated the AFC West. One thing that's really being overlooked on the Chargers is that they lost several starters. Khalil Mack's over 30 and missed half the year. I've seen a lot of defensive players leave New England, and then when they get on that other team, they're not the same person. All right. I haven't looked at the odds yet myself. I think the last time I looked, I didn't see plus 170. So if you can get 170, I really like it. They are my favorite. I am, of course, biased, but yeah, I like plus 170. That's a really good number. By the way, last year I put action on Chiefs to win the AFC West. I think it was like negative 300. So yeah, I like plus 170. Funk is 100% possible. The Eagles are smart and they re-sign White. If he plays par, which won't be hard considering what they got him for, they'll start Dean and definitely let TJ go. You know what? I'm a little embarrassed. I'm embarrassed to admit this, Slasher. I completely forgot about Nakobe Dean. I completely forgot about it. Yeah, I that's another thing I want to find. Yeah, I forgot about Nakobe Dean completely. So I apologize about that. One Pride 40 is awesome to hear. I want to see more hand fighting from him and some inside swim moves. That was Sweat's problem, as he was only using power. Learned some technique from Graham. Now he's a top 5 pass rusher. I don't know if I'm calling Sweat a top 5 pass rusher, but the talent's off the chart, and it'll be kind of fun. Yeah, Dustin's been gone for a while. I'm hoping we hear from him regular season, and I really want to hear from him either Wednesday. If hopefully I'm able to do the Wednesday show. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do a Wednesday show, but hopefully he can chime in about Cleveland and Carolina week 1. I really want to hear from him. Hopefully he can do some trash talking. I think Baker's going to win that job. So yeah, Jimmy, pretty sure Dan is against the Broncos over and making the playoffs of Pats being a sleeper to go over and win. Yeah, I do. I like New England to win that division. I really do. So, oh yes, the wide nines with Jim Schwartz. Yes. Yeah. You know what? Okay. The Tampa do defense and the wide 9 defense. I characterize, even though the wide 9 is more of a variation of the cover 3, anytime I see that wide 9, it reminds me so much more of the Tampa 2. I love the defense, but there's holes in it, and you gotta have a stud up front. Slasher, he can finesse. Remember, TJ Watt was primarily a power rusher. Why does he have that? Are you talking about Phibbs or are you talking about somebody else here? I apologize. So why is it? Are you talking about Hutchinson or Phibbs? I don't think so. I really don't, because the rest of that front 7 is just loaded. The other side, I did the video on the Giants, and oh God, Ojulari, the guy on the other side, Ojulari is up and coming. You got Leonard Williams. I don't think so at all. I think that I'll be honest, even despite hearing all this stuff, Phibbs would probably be my favorite to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. So So people are bashing Patricia for not being able to teach because Okuda said last year Aaron Glenn was teaching him things he didn't know yet. No one said the same thing about the Ravens when Elliott said the same thing 2 weeks ago. Strange, huh? You know what? I didn't know that Elliott said that. I'm actually really surprised. So that's actually a big deal because that's something. Here's the deal with Elliott signing with Detroit. The reason why I didn't think it was such a big deal is that he's the type of guy that if you got some real good cover corners on the outside, which Detroit doesn't have, you have to wait and see what you get with Okuda. This is the guy I want. This is a tackling machine. This is a physical dude. This also is kind of interesting because the defensive coordinator in Baltimore is now the defensive coordinator in New York. They let Wink Martindale go. So I didn't realize that. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, if you're talking about the Chiefs winning the division, I'll be honest, anything over plus 150 for the Chiefs to win the division is a fantastic number. Is really a fantastic number. I mean, you have a streak. You got talent on defense. And you have, I'm biased, of course, but the best quarterback in football. A brutal schedule. But yeah. So what you're saying is Glenn's a bad coach. I didn't say that. Are you saying no? He's a physical tackling machine. But he's a guy like if I had sorry about that. If I had some like man corner guys on the outside, some studs, like I would love nothing more than have a guy like Elliott. Now, if I need Elliott to cover, then I'm kind of like, ooh. So. And if we didn't get Jamo, George Pickens is a guy that it was weird going into the draft. The closer I got to the draft, the more and more I saw Pickens in the first round. And then the Steelers got him at, I want to say 50s, 55, somewhere around there. Maybe it was 60. And I've heard good things about Pickens early on in Pittsburgh. So I'm actually kind of curious to see Steelers playing preseason. I want to see Pickens. I want to see the young quarterback. I can't believe I forgot his name. So Frank Clark said he gave up liquor and red. Yeah. Frank Clark looks a lot different. Guys, I apologize. I'm going to wrap this up in the next couple of minutes. I'm going to get all the comments, and then I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to blame the Atkins shake. We'll just go with that. But, yeah, I'm going to wrap this up here in the next couple of minutes. Liquor and red meat aren't slowing Travis. No. Little fun fact, me and Travis Kelce share a birthday. Kind of cool. I could see Denver winning 10 games and not. Yeah, exactly. I think that there's going to be a team in the AFC that wins 10 games and doesn't make the playoffs. So it'll be interesting. No pride. I'm pointing out that people used what Okuda said to bash on Patricia and defend Okuda. Elliott said the same thing and nothing. I think that people, I find it that's by the way something that that you'll see is that, and this is a great point that you pointed out, Funk, is that the Ravens organization is one of the most well-respected organizations where people kind of picked on Patricia. Patricia's a good football mind. He just wasn't cut out to be an NFL head coach. Going to the Patriots, being a position coach, maybe I've heard he's going to call some offensive plays. We'll see how that pans out. But no, you're 100% correct. And yeah, Elliott, by the way, Wink Martindale, with very well-respected defensive coordinator, now also with the New York Giants. So if the Chargers don't make the playoffs, does Staley get fired? That's a great question, Keys, and the answer is maybe. And I'm sorry, I can't give you a yes or no answer. If they're 10-7, and miss out, or believe it or not, 11-6 may not make you in the playoffs. Maybe. And I say maybe, but here's the deal. If this is a 7-10 team, then yeah, he does get fired. I think 7, 8, or 9 wins may get him fired because expectations are high. But the thing is, though, is that the Chargers traditionally have not been a well-run organization, and they've made some. I think seriously, Kazir White was a player, and God, they let a few other defensive starters from last year go, and they're replacing them with J.C. Jackson and Khalil Mack. But you've seen it, I've seen it. A stud defensive player from the Patriots leaves, and he's not a stud defensive player. Khalil Mack missed 9 games last year. He's 31. Is he going to be the same guy? He's replacing a guy who is a solid starter. Bosa's going to miss some games, probably. I mean, the more Bosa plays, the better. Joey Bosa, by the way, if you don't know this, Joey Bosa is the best player on that defense. Forget everybody that's brought in. Joey Bosa is the best player on that defense. If he's not healthy, that defense isn't going to be very good. They have lots of offensive talent, but they do have a hole at right tackle. So I think if he doesn't make the playoffs, definitely. But I also think like 9, 10, 11 wins doesn't make the playoffs. 11-6 may not make you into the playoffs in the AFC this year. So, yeah. So you're saying Okuda, he's got to prove it. He's got to prove. I'm not saying he's trash. Ohio State went from Lattimore, Denzel Ward to Okuda. Which one of these 3 don't belong? You know, which one of these guys isn't a Pro Bowl corner? So that's a big thing. Because if he doesn't play like he's a Pro Bowl corner, or he gets hurt again, it may be in Detroit's best interest to say, okay, look, we got some young guys. Let's just move on. He wasn't a Holmes Dorsey guy. So the rate of the blitz in the NFL went down last year. Yeah, more and more teams aren't blitzing. And then, by the way, in preseason, you almost never see it. Almost never. I remember we talked about Gunther Cunningham. Gunther Cunningham did it in preseason. Most teams don't. So I've been saying that. I think it's funny how 2 people say the same thing, and one person, the city, doesn't even bat an eye at the comment. The other guy was given a bonus excuse why he failed. Yeah, you know what? That's a great comment. Funk, seriously, that's a great comment. I may not get to everybody's comments. I apologize. So, George Pickens was my favorite wide receiver in the draft. Yeah, Pickens. There's a lot to like about George Pickens. Julio was actually surprised. Not really. This is going to sound mean. I really don't think it's going to have an impact. He's not the same guy he was 5 years ago. I don't think he's going to be the number 2 guy on that team. I don't think it's going to be a big impact. I really don't. To be honest, like when I found out, it really didn't. I was like, yeah, it didn't really affect me. I was big on Pickens. Loved the attitudes. If he can just keep it in check and play with that passion, he could be. He's got to keep it in check. That's a big deal. But I like the fact that he got injured, came back, and was a big part of Georgia later on down the line. That means a lot. Big, physical, fast, and plays with passion. Those are big things, and those are things Steelers like. So I'm listening to ESPN. Dead Ant Sweat tied with Robert Quinn for 3rd in pass rush win at 26%. I'm not sure I call him a top 5 pass rusher. It's kind of mean though, but I don't know if I'd call Robert Quinn a top 5 pass rusher, and he had 18.5 sacks last year. So I don't know. I'd have to go through like the entire NFL, but I could tell you if I had to go through top 5 pass rushers and I did a list, I probably wouldn't put Sweat there. However, at the end of the season, we might be putting them up there. Who's going to have more sacks, Reddick or Sweat? I would say Reddick. Funky's definitely a kneecap biter. Yeah, top 4 it is. He's been banged up, and they have a rookie from Nevada a guy I actually really liked coming out, and yeah, okay, you guys are hearing the same thing I'm hearing. So yeah, Watson and Watkins both started preseason hurt. Okay, let me tell you something. For those of you who don't know this, Watkins will miss 6 to 8 games. In Kansas City, when he was here, he's a legit number one. But okay, guys, I am so sorry. I'm gonna have to end the show. So, hey guys, listen, thank you so much for joining. Don't forget, give me a thumbs up, drop a comment below, follow me on social media. You can always email me, but unfortunately, I apologize. I did not get through everybody's comments. I am so sorry. But guys, thank you so much. I'll be back next Friday. Join the show. Drop a comment below. Give me a thumbs up, even if you disagree with me. Follow me on social media. You can always email me directly. I'll see you guys next Friday.